All right, let's jump right into a story, a modern fable really. It poses this huge question. What if the world we see out there is just a mirror of what's going on inside our heads? It's called The Parable of the Seed People.
So, the story kicks off in a world that's, well, it's falling apart. You've got this crowd of people standing on this dry, cracked earth, shouting at a boiling gray sky. And the question they're screaming, it's not just, hey, what's up with the weather? It's a deep, desperate cry that's going to set the tone for everything that follows.
And who are these people, you ask? Well, they call themselves the Seed People. And you've got to understand their whole identity. Everything about them is wrapped up in this super rigid set of beliefs about who they are, what they're for, and, this is the big one, what they're absolutely not allowed to become.
Okay, so this first part is all about them asking this question to the sky. And notice what's happening here. The world is a mess, right? But they're not looking at each other for solutions. Nope, they're looking up, demanding answers from some outside force.
And believe it or not, an answer actually comes. But it's not from the sky, it's from the earth itself. A voice they call Mother Nature. Now, what she says is absolutely crucial. She's like, look, I don't just hope for a beautiful world. I actively maintain a vision for it. It's her focused thoughts, her feelings, that are literally creating the blueprint for harmony. It's not a one-time thing. It's this constant creative act.
And this is where we get to the real heart of the conflict. Mother Nature basically offers them a deal, a partnership. She says, hey, let's create this world together. But the Seed People? They're about to turn her down hard.
And here's why. Their whole belief system is that they're supposed to stay exactly as they are, these little soul seeds forever. Just waiting for some savior to come and scoop them up. So the idea of growing, of changing, to them, that's not just scary, it's like a betrayal of the one who made them.
So you've got these two totally different ways of looking at the world, right? On one hand, Mother Nature is saying a seed has to break open. It has to die to what it was so it can grow into something new. But the Seed People, they look at that shell, their shell of beliefs, and see it as sacred. For them, cracking that shell isn't growth. It's just death, the end.
Then Mother Nature drops another bombshell. She tells them, hey, my vision isn't the only game in town. She introduces this idea of a collective consciousness. Basically, she's saying that all of their thoughts, their feelings, their words, they're all like little seeds too. And guess what they're growing? The exact chaotic, horrible weather they're all complaining about.
So, faced with this huge responsibility, what do the Seed People do? They plug their ears. Total denial. They're like, no way. All those horrible, violent things we watch, that's just entertainment. It's just a distraction. They're absolutely convinced that what they see on their screens can't possibly leak out and stain the real world.
But Mother Nature's answer is simple, and it's chilling. She lays down the fundamental law of their universe. What you behold will be made real. That's it. No exceptions.
And boom, this is where the story just smacks you in the face with how relevant it is. A teenager in the crowd kind of whispers to their friend, we're literally killing the world with our For You pages. And just like that, this old-fashioned parable is talking about TikTok, about our Instagram feeds. Suddenly, these corrupted visions aren't some ancient concept. It's the scroll. It's what the algorithm is feeding us right now.
So, because they refuse to change, because they insist on just sitting back and consuming all this chaos, the story takes a massive turn. Mother Nature looks around, and she sees that more people are fighting her vision than helping it. So she does something unbelievable. She quits. She says, all right, I'm out. She pulls back all her sustaining energy and leaves the world to be shaped only by whatever the Seed People are collectively dreaming up.
And the change is instant. And it is devastating. It happens just like this. 1, her energy vanishes. 2, the whole world just dims. It turns this sick, ugly gray. And 3, mankind's own vision is unleashed. No filter, nothing holding it back.
So what does their world look like now? Pure, unadulterated chaos. You've got lightning shooting up from the ground, the sun is completely gone, blocked by these angry clouds, and flaming, stinky hail is falling from the sky. And you have to get this isn't a punishment, it's a mirror. It's a perfect one-to-one reflection of the chaos they had inside themselves.
So after this horrible storm, a storm they literally created, finally passes,
Do you think the seed people look inward? Nope. They do the exact same thing they've always done. They start looking for something else out there to save them, and that kicks off the next part of their journey, the long walk to paradise.
And way off in the distance, they see it, a new hope. It's this glowing dome of light. Immediately, they call it paradise. This is it, they think. This must be what saves us. So it's the same old story, just a new savior. Only this time, it's a place. And so, they start walking.
But here's the thing. They walk for months, and the dome of light, it never gets any closer. And their reaction is so telling. They blame everything else. They're probably sitting there going, something is blocking us. Surely Google Maps wouldn't do us dirty like this. It just never ever crosses their mind that maybe, just maybe, the problem isn't out there.
And this is what brings us to the big reveal, the climax of the whole story. The thing blocking them. It's not a mountain, it's not a river, and it's definitely not a glitch in their GPS. The obstacle is inside them.
And just like before, it's one of the kids who gets it. They ask the one question that cuts through all the noise. They realize, wait a second, this isn't about walking to a new place. It's about becoming a new person. They ask, how do we, actually let go of all these false beliefs that are holding us back?
And her idea is a game changer. She says, I don't think paradise is a place you can just walk to. I think it's a state of mind, a vibe you have to match. The barrier isn't made of rock, it's made of energy, and it literally pushes away anyone whose mind isn't on the same wavelength of harmony.
And right here, you get these two totally opposite definitions of freedom. For the younger generation, real freedom is about growing, about breaking free from your own limiting beliefs. But for the elders, freedom is just the right to do whatever they want, whenever they want, even if that means being cold and tired and walking in circles forever. For them, it's the freedom to stay exactly the same.
And that's it. That's the mic drop moment of the whole story. Paradise isn't keeping them out. Their own energy, all that fear, all that denial, is acting like a force field, pushing paradise away. They are the barrier.
So the story ends by basically turning the camera around on us. It forces us to stop thinking about the seed people and start thinking about our own screens, our own thoughts, our own social media feeds. And it leaves us with one really uncomfortable but really important question. If it's true, if what we behold is what becomes real, then what kind of world are we all creating right now?